Good morning, guys.
Hello.
If you've been following us for a while, you know we are in the heart of Quintana Roo here in Playa del Carmen. And if you are anything like us, you're probably thinking all-inclusives.
We love a good all-inclusive. We've been to a few and we're not experts, but there are a few things that we look for when we're booked an all-inclusive.
So we're going to be taking you with us over the next few days, go over that criteria with you and let you know if the Wyndham Alltra stands up to the test. But let's get into it.
Go.
All right, guys, we have just gotten down here to our resort, Wyndham Alltra, and it brings up our first point, which is location. Most important thing for us is location because it'll determine whether or not you're beachfront property or around the external amenities and things you want to do. And here at the Wyndham Alltra, we are actually nestled right in between 5th Avenue, the most popular place in all of Playa del Carmen, and the Caribbean beaches of Quintana Roo.
Yeah, this location is fabulous because you've got the party scene of Playa del Carmen, but if you're looking for a slower, chiller, calmer vacation, you can definitely get that here at this kind of resort. So I would say this location of this resort is prime. We were recently just at another all-inclusive, and it was a mega resort. It had 3 resorts in one.
It was massive,
It was huge, and it was actually in Cancun, but it was far. It was a good 20-30 minutes from Cancun, so you weren't able to go into town if you wanted to. You were at the resort for the whole week or two you were there.
Yeah, which, speaking of mega resort, next point is size. So let's go show you around this place and show you just how big it is.
In regards to size, that normally comes with amenities as well. If it's a bigger resort, you're gonna get more amenities to enjoy throughout your week or so. Now for us, the most important thing is the pool. We love a good pool. There's actually 2 pools here. You've got the smaller pool with the swim bar and the sushi bar, and you've got the big main pool, which they do a daily activities there. Today we did volleyball, which was really fun, and yesterday we did this massive foam party. It was pretty intense.
Are you ready?
Yeah!
Música, DJ. No, I can't.
This is an adult-only resort. Now at some adult-only resorts, it's going to be wild, crazy party, but we did actually last year go to another adult-only resort, and it was pretty mature adult. Like, it wasn't loud music, no party and stuff, so that's something to bear in mind. Also with the activities you can get at resorts, there could be shows, different kind of cooking classes or dance classes, nighttime shows. Here you're going to want to go outside and enjoy the nightlife here in Playa del Carmen. Now speaking on nightlife, the biggest thing for us is food and alcohol, so let's get into that.
So when you come to the resorts, you're gonna have a couple of different food options. First off, you're gonna have some quick eat options. Here we have like a pizza bar, sushi bar. There's also a little quick bite snack bar as well as a cappuccino and dessert bar. So we got quite a few options with the quick eats. You also find some a la carte options as well.
Yeah, we actually have 3 a la cartes at this resort. We have a Mexican, a steakhouse, and Italian. Like, living my best life right now. I'm so full. I can't. We have been to some resorts that are up to 13 a la cartes, and you generally have around 5 per week to choose from. Also, you have to remember that they do have to book a reservation far in advance, and a lot of them are dress codes, so do keep that in mind.
Yeah, you definitely want to book in advance. Take a look at the website as well. Take a look at what some of the time frames are and stuff. Some a la cartes are more breakfast and lunch. Others are more dinner, so make sure you know well in advance what it is you want to do for your food options. That also brings up a good point is, the drinks and bar scene. Sometimes you want to look at that as well. Let's go take you guys over to the lobby bar and we can go over some of that. all inclusive doesn't just mean all you can eat, it's also all you can drink. Now, you're gonna find that there are a number of different bars depending on the resort you go to. A couple things that we try to keep in mind or try to look out for is all the alcohol included? Sometimes it's just the
Bottom shelf.
yeah, the bottom shelf stuff, the well liquor, not necessarily the top shelf stuff. Have to pay a premium for that. And then also, what are the hours of the bars that you want to go to?
Some of the resorts will be 24 hours, all you can eat and drink. Some resorts are 24-hour food, but not 24-hour alcohol. Some resorts we've been to, you can drink all day and all night,
Yeah.
but this one is not. This one, you can only get alcohol to 11, and they actually don't start serving until 10 a.m. So it's 10 to 11 daily.
Which is pretty much
Quite a
all
lot.
day. But
But-
for those of you that are looking to party into the night,
Yeah.
make sure your resort actually has a bar that stays open that
Yeah.
late. There's different forms of entertainment to go along with it.
Yeah.
We actually just had a really cool light show, kind of
Really
dance
cool,
show
yeah.
thing just outside. It was really cool, fun entertainment, but it's just odd to us that the bars close so early.
Right.
They did say at this place it used to be open till about 2 a.m. At least the island bar in the middle of the pool was. Now it's a great bar for the daytime, but they close up at 10 o'clock now, whereas they used to be open till 2, 3 in the morning.
And also, this one doesn't have a big theater. A lot of resorts have these big theaters and they do the nightly shows. This one does not. The
Yeah.
show was just by the pool. And another cool fact is this pool's actually open till 8:30. That is quite late.
Which it's 8:45 and people are still swimming, so
Yeah.
it seems they are pretty strict on the alcohol, a little bit more lenient on the
Yeah,
pool
yeah.
hours. So depending on what it is you're looking for, the party all night or relax in the pool a little later into the
Yeah.
evening, some resorts are going to be different hours in regards to that. And we thought that it would be, kind of typical that everywhere's open till 1, 2 a.m.
Or,
Not the
well,
case
I've been
here.
to resorts that are most resorts I've been to are 24 hours, at least a snack bar.
Yeah.
So you can go, it's 2 a.m., get yourself a burger, another cocktail. This one is not. Maybe because we are in the heart of Playa Del Carmen. We don't know.
Possibly.
Yeah.
But it's getting close to the end of the evening. We're going to have our little nightcap drink here and then probably head her to bed. We do have a couple more tips for the morning, so stick around. We made it. So it's now the next day, a little bit later into the next day, and that leads us to our last 2 points for you. One of which is a little bit of an annoyance, and then the other one you're really gonna want to know.
Yeah, definitely. So first off, didn't rush out of there, but it seems like in all resorts, there's always these timeshare people or people who are trying to sell you something, some sort of tool. And it's kind of annoying because you're sitting there and you're talking, and then they keep coming up to you and they're trying to sell you something. You're like, I'm fine. Like, look, I've said 5 times already. So at all resorts, they're always going to try and sell you something. So it's either going to be a timeshare or a tour. The last resort we were in, it was really annoying because we get in, we fly into Cancun, and then we get into the hotel, and we think that this guy is giving us a tour of the hotel. We have a cocktail, he's showing us everything, and then we sit down and he whips out his timeshare thing, and then he's like, so you come to this meeting and this, and you get this, and
you get a free massage if you spend 3 hours on this. You
Yeah.
get this if you spend 4 hours on that.
And we wasted 2 hours with the guy before, and we thought he was generally just showing us the resort. And we're like,
Yeah.
oh no, he's trying to sell us something. And then it's really hard to get away from them because then once they build a rapport with you, they know you, and they're like, oh look, that's that couple, and they'll kind of bug you throughout your trip. And sometimes you have to just lay it out straight and say, no, we don't want anything. Don't want to be rude, but we're not buying anything.
Which is exactly what we did when we first showed up there. They were right on us. And then today, when we were going to be leaving, we were there at the checkout. We were going to film this exact shot right in the lobby there. And twice we got interrupted by people coming up to talk to us. So we just figured we'd film it back here. But we didn't. As you can see, it's maybe, I'm not sure if you can tell the lighting, but it's getting later in the day now. And our last thing that we really look into at a resort is when the checkout time is. Now, most hotels will typically be 11 o'clock kind of thing. With resorts, they can be as late as 5, 6 o'clock at night, and they actually give you full access to all the amenities. So today we got to swim in the pool a little bit. We were both still working online, so we got to work a little bit in the coffee bar area. And we also took full advantage of the buffet. You know it. So make sure to look into that as well, because you might be able to squeeze an extra half day in, depending on if you're flying out later in the evening, or maybe you're jumping over to another hotel somewhere else. If you've got that extra time in the day, might as well use it up, and we know we took full advantage.
We feel like we get way more bang for our buck, because if you're just staying in a normal hotel, they'll want you off the property by 11ish or whatever. But in resorts, we feel like we get like an extra day. So we'll check in early at like 8 a.m., pay, get our wristbands. Of course, you don't have your room ready, but that's fine, because you can just go and change somewhere else and enjoy the pool and the buffet and the restaurants, which is awesome. And then you get the whole day, and then the next day you get till 5 or 6 o'clock.
That's a great point. Yeah, we showed up a few hours early when we first got there, and then left hours after we had to check out of the room. The checkout was actually noon. So you had to be out of the room, but they give you that extra 5 hours of access to the resort. If you have a later flight or whatever, you don't need to be just sitting out on the curb. They'll kick you out in. So it's a nice little add-on for sure, and something to keep in mind. Show up as early as you can. Maybe schedule a bit of a later flight, because there's no need to rush out of there, and you get the most bang for your buck on the tail ends of your holiday there. So, but
what was your rating?
I'd say overall the Wyndham Resort, you know, it had a really nice pool. It had a fun vibe for sure. Even though it was a smaller resort, you know, when we first mentioned size, well, definitely not a mega sized resort, so kind of limited on the number of amenities that we had available. But we really liked the location, because it's nestled right in between the beach and 5th Avenue here in Playa. And for the size that it had 2 pools, a nice fun big party pool, and then the quieter little just leisure chilling pool. They had the a la carte, 3 different a la carte restaurants. They had the buffet. They had it all.
Yeah, I actually give it a pretty good rating too. Like I said, it was smaller, it wasn't a mega resort, but the location was prime. The beach kind of sucked though. It wasn't like a beach resort. Like, you're on the ocean, but it's this tiny...
They had a very small strip.
Yeah.
It's probably the one knock that we'd have for it, was it just didn't have a big beachfront property.
Like beach volleyball and all
But being that it's close, it was just a walk away from the communal ones. So.
Yeah, exactly. And the other thing I didn't like was the lack of restaurants. But I know you're in the middle of Playa Del Carmen, so a lot of people go eat out and everything. But when I'm buying an all-inclusive, I want to be able to eat my face off there for free. So when there's only like the 3 restaurants, you don't have much to choose from. And then lastly, my only other negative was the lack of nighttime evening. Normally they'd have these big theaters and nighttime shows. That didn't have that. They got like this cute little light show that they did at the poolside.
Yeah, we've shown you that already.
Yeah.
It was fun, but...
It was great. It was a good resort.
I wouldn't put it up to Cirque du Soleil by any means.
Yeah, and it's a great resort, and the food was really good. The food, really happy with.
Food was really good. In fact, we keep going back to this mega resort we stayed at last year, and it's really just because it's our best comparison. But for such a big mega resort, the food service was not that good, whereas the room service at this place
was really good.
A lot better.
Yeah, our food came hot and on time. The other one, it was cold.
Yeah.
And it took ages. So you're like passing out 2 a.m, like starving, and then you don't even want your burger anymore.
So I think the last thing we'll say is, with all of these tips and all of this criteria that we look forward to in a review or in a resort. Sorry, let me say that. So I'd say, all in all, what we would say is, take this criteria we've given you and go look at the reviews that people have left, because that's where you're going to really find a lot of this information. You might have to dig a little bit deeper to find that, but often resort goers will leave a review, and you can kind of get that information just by scrolling a little bit further down and checking out the customer reviews.
Yeah, and I think it's really important to know what kind of person you are. Are you looking for a party scene? Are you looking for really nice food and entertainment? Like, what do you want out of this experience? For us, I think we're pretty,
Yeah, we're somewhere in between. We like to have a good time and party and, do the pool party thing, but at the same time, when you're on holiday, you want some time to be just tranquilo
Yeah.
and relax.
And quiet time. So.
Yeah.
But I really liked it. Overall, great stay.
Yeah, we had an awesome
Loved it.
experience.
I would
If
go
you've
back.
never been to a resort, we hope that this helps you out when you're searching for your first one. And yeah, that's all we've got for you guys here today. If you've been watching up to this point, smash that like button if you found this entertaining or informational. And make sure to click subscribe to continue following our journey through Playa del Carmen, Mexico, and beyond. Until next time,
Bye. Hi, my name's Jessica, and this is my first drink.
Hi, my name is Kyle, and this is my first drink.
Already drank it.
Already done. I don't think I could possibly eat everything I got. You know, obviously, I get everything, a little bit of everything.
My robot.